All right, are we ready? You guys need more time? Good to go? Perfect. All right, let's have everybody seated. All right. The Founder's Focus Dilemma. All right, I want to hear from Wolf first. This guy runs a big company. Where's my runner?
So as far as the answer that I was thinking on this, because it says different options, so I would kind of do two different steps. The first one I would do focus solely on online sales through aggressive digital marketing by adding it on the TikTok shop, also doing collaborations with some influencers and affiliate marketing, and then also adding a subscription business model. I am subscribed to a bunch of different products that I get served on ads on Instagram, and it makes it super easy for me to just get the product delivered to my door without me having to go back and add more. And then after that, I would be going to a wholesale system, because now you become the supplier instead of just the consumer. Especially if it's a wholesale system, that means that she can get the coffee beans and the coffee grounds at a much discounted rate, and she can supply it to a bunch of other stores and a bunch of other coffee shops by creating contracts consistently that would increase her sales as well too.
So right here I got subscription model. Okay, wholesale system, which is selling to coffee shops, right?
Yep.
Okay. What's the other point? Wholesale, subscription, what else? Oh, TikTok?
TikTok shop, affiliate marketing.
TikTok shop, okay.
Yeah,
marketing.
There you go, hype marketing and seasonal releases as well.
What do you mean by hype marketing? Okay, hype marketing, what else?
Well, just seasonal, so they could do that quarterly. So getting prepared.
So
for
more like the
fall.
crumble cookie theory.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, what else? Anybody else want to share that?
Our group was talking about starting the ground up, salespeople, boots on the ground, identifying a couple candidates that could be interns that Sarah could identify through social media, through sharing her message and awareness of how she wants to help people that can be aligned with her brand, and coming in and working not only with these coffee shops, but also teaching these people what her company is, how it can help people, getting them aligned with that, and then giving them basic scripts. Basic things where they can actually make calls, where they can go in person and create relationships with these different coffee shops. Everything's relation driven, you know. But sales is what drives every single business. So I think it's that first.
So, Max, let me ask you this. You think her doing 250K a year, she has the bandwidth to invest into salespeople?
I think you get a 21-year-old hungry person that's coming out of college or in college that you can pay $20,000 a year to and give a big upside in terms of commission and get them excited and incentivize them based on their performance and the energy and the brand that you're building there with Sarah. I think you can invest a little bit, 10, 20%, into building a sales team that is going to be what helps you completely elevate this deal.
So you're saying build a sales team, right? How many employees are you looking for a sales team?
I don't care if it's one or two to start.
Okay.
It's buying back Sarah's time from her being the visionary who's driving everything else, going into the businesses, getting in their car and driving to coffee shops in the 20, 30, 40, 50 mile radius of the business. So yeah, it's duplicating yourself and it's buying back time by driving sales.
Yeah, that's a good point. By the way, guys, there's no right or wrong answer in this. It's just how you process information. He obviously processes information like that because he's in the insurance business. More people on his team means what? More revenue, correct? That's why you're processing it that way.
And those young people, if Sarah approaches them and is willing to invest in their identity, to learn a skill that is transferable, that maybe they don't know so well, that sees something in them, that can get them excited to get aligned with her mission. Investing in the identity of others and helping other people every day and living that mission of hope when your company is built that way. And then you get the salespeople and they're freaking fired up to be a part of that. So I think Sarah starts there and builds.
Not bad. Yeah. To me, personally, because I've been in the retail spot and the e-commerce spot, right now, I would not hire anybody. Because you're still trying to figure out imagine you have 5 or 6 SKUs. Which SKUs are actually working? Which direction does you want to go? Retail, wholesale, subscription, e-commerce. How are you supposed to run the sales team if you don't know which direction you're going to go? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
You're not wrong, bro. That's a different approach. The way I'm thinking about it is different. Who else wants to share? My guy right here. Bro, I forgot your name. Sorry, I'm so bad with names, but I love beautiful faces. Mr. Doctor right here.
Hi, I'm Humberto.
Alberto, there you go.
So there's a line over there that for me is very important. She gets slammed
Correct,
on a weekly basis.
correct.
It would be, for me, it would be very interesting, what is it that she's selling that week, or how is that she's doing, because she's the only one there. Understanding how is that she's getting slammed and next week she's not. What's happening there? It's understanding that process, so that way, like the gentleman was saying, she needs to buy her time back, so that way, when she figures that out, then she can, okay, get a cycle every single week, and then she can invest in hiring somebody else. At the beginning of a business, this is the hardest part. You're cash flow negative, or you're barely making it, and you need to understand that cycle. But she's getting slammed. What is it that she's selling, or how is it that she's selling it, so that way then
It says it on there.
Yeah,
Look at the next line. She spends hours perfecting branding and
yeah,
packaging.
that's a waste of time.
Yeah, you see? So, rather than doing the sales, she's focusing on, like I was saying before, spending $15,000 on logos and branding. Does that make sense? If you got rid of that and you just focus on sales, your daily targets, if you go back to the slides, she wouldn't have this inconsistency problem on sales. That's the issue. Does that make sense, guys? So the way she's delegating her time is not proper to her maximum productivity is the issue here. So the reason why she's only doing $250K a year is because she's trying to make the perfect product. Well, shit. You think Celsius really looked like this when they first opened? No. Right? As long as the product's selling, which it is selling, but you can't sell it on maximum potential, the market doesn't matter on the branding. Number 2, I agree on subscription, but I wouldn't do it right now. But something I would do if you want to test and get into new markets, who would want to try drop shipping products? You don't have maximum control, but you can add more SKUs and flavors. No, you're only getting charged on the product basically when a customer buys. No, does anybody agree with that? That's an option. What else? Do we have another option out there? Anybody else? Anybody else? My guy over there, all over the white, right there.
Thank you. So I think that she needs to build a wholesale system in her local town. I mean, if she's already having a lot of clients coming in her local town, I don't know what kind of percentage revenue she's getting from online and from her local, but I would look down at which she's getting more and what return on investment would be best, and then I double down on that.
So you're agreeing to wholesales?
Yes, I would go with the A, okay, building a wholesale sales.
Anybody else? Different angle?
I think it's a little bit unusual that she has fluctuation in her sales in the coffee business, because I think of people who drink coffee as drinking it every day. So I do think she has to understand that, because maybe related or seasonal in her neighborhood or where her coffee shop is. So she needs to also look at what are more stable markets, like maybe college students, drop shipping, will they need to stay up all the time, or expanding where it'll be more consistent market.
So this is a customer target.
Yeah,
Trying to find your
right.
customer, going to your customers. That's a good angle. Anybody else? My guy right here in the black.
I think you got two options, right? You got B2B, you got B2C. And she's struggling with consistent and predictable lead flow. So if we're focusing on what she's doing, she's trying to get consistent and predictable lead flow. The best way to do that is through online sales and digital marketing. That's consistent branding and it's consistent lead flow. However, I do think that there is absolutely an argument for option A, because that's B2B, and wholesale is a great way to scale on a much higher level. But if I'm going to focus on step one, I'm focusing on online sales to get that predictable lead flow. And then once I have that consistency and I can expand with my branding and my revenue, then I'm going to go for a B2B option like the wholesale.
I love that. I love that. Now, would anybody open a retail shop? No, I wouldn't either. I hate retail. Nobody loves retail. The reason why I got into the whole e-commerce business is because I freaking hate retail. I'm at the GNC business. I have 4 or 5 freaking employees. It takes me 6 months to train another employee, leaves. 6 months again, leaves, right? And then I'm looking over here, I'm like, all right, here's the city. What's the population for the city? 200,000, okay? How many people do you think are fitness enthusiasts? 5,000, let's just say. Out of those 5,000 people, how many think are going to come to actually my location? Maybe 100. How many people are monthly going to actually buy from me? Maybe 50. I can only target 50. Now, online, how many are active users on Amazon.com? Huh? Huh? I can't hear. What the hell's a million? See, look, guys. I need a specific goddamn number. I want to make millions. I want to be a billionaire. Yeah, but how much? There's over about 328 million active users daily on Amazon.com. And even if you just targeted 1% of that, and they give you $1, even 10 cents, that's still in the millions. You see how broad that is? I would never open a retail shop. Number 2, focus solely on online sales through aggressive digital marketing. You can, but it depends on our cash flow as well. Next. Okay, this is a self-assessment worksheet. If you guys were in this position, I would start rating yourself. You guys want to spend about 30 seconds, and then I have my next guest ready. Right? He's ready to go? Okay, give me about 1 minute. I'm gonna get the stage ready, but if you guys want to start being honest with yourself and start actually doing this scalability system right here and assessment worksheet and be very, very honest. So, do I hit my daily sales activity goals without failing? 1, no, not at all. 5, absolutely nailed it. If you ask me, I'm probably about a 3. Can I clearly explain my core offer in 30 seconds? That's a 5 for me. I know Amy's learning how to do that. We had a discussion one time, she's explaining to me, she's doing her, she's trying, I'm like, pitch me your business. She's like, God damn, it's 20 minutes, I still don't know what the fuck she sells. Then I said, okay, Amy, do me a favor. Imagine I'm your 5-year-old son. Now pitch it to me. This is funny. She literally said this quote. So, honey, boom, 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 30 seconds later, done. I'm like, wasn't that easy? And it was easy for me to understand. She's like, yeah. Well, then pitch like that. Why make it so complicated? Just make it easy. And if anybody asks you a technical question, get technical. But if somebody doesn't get technical, just because you're in the field doesn't mean everybody thinks the same way. Does that make sense? Just make it easy. That's how I do sales. That's how I show my guys how to do sales. I have a 5-year-old son. If I can't pitch it to my son, how does a 40, 50-year-old gonna understand that shit? Right? And am I journeying new leads every single week from my efforts? This can be guerrilla marketing, this can be Instagram posts, influencers, all that kind of jazz. Do I track every lead and know where they're coming from? Track those. Well, obviously you do because you're a CRM system, but you do Google Sheets and all kind of jazz too. Is he ready? Good to go? Are we ready, guys, for the next speaker? Yes. All right, guys. The next guy that's going to come on here is this is going to lead into our next slide, which is the foundation slide. The next guy, I've watched him, oh man, how old was I? I started watching him probably about 15 years old, because I was in the fitness industry. And I watched him, the way he talks, he makes men level up. One of the programs that I love is called the Squire program, I think it's called, right? And basically, the reason why I like it, and I can't wait for my son to get to that age, it's a program how a father and a son, they can unite together and do hard shit together, right? It's a bonding thing. And this guy, the way he processes things and how he systemized his business, and how he has so many over 500 locations in the USA, take notes, because he's gonna bring in the heat of how to systemize. The hardest thing you can ever do is create a system, duplicate it, and make it go to multiple locations. That's the hardest thing. So everybody needs to pay attention to this, right? Like my guy Wolf, if he wants more offices in the insurance business, this is the guy to talk to, right? Even in Max too, he has, how many agents do you got, bro? 600 freaking agents. How fast? Yeah, how many years have you been in business for? 6 years, 600 agents. That's 100 agents per year almost. 62 leaders, god damn, right? So this guy so he already knows how to make things systemizable. But how do you do that with control and make it into multiple offices throughout the US? The next speaker, can we roll the video? And can I get the furniture up here too?
Also, always remember this, that average is the enemy, that success is your responsibility, and change can take place in an instant when you decide to flip the switch.
Pedro's coming. Give it up for Pedro.